Good morning. This is Esther Lawson with God's Grace Garden, and today we're going to talk about pollinating the squash that we've had growing for maybe like a month and a half. It just got flowers to open up on them, and I was thinking that they would probably be male flowers, being the first flowers to come, but they're in fact female flowers. Let's take a look at them in there. Look at there. So the first flowers to come on here are the female flowers. So I didn't have any male flowers ready on this one yet, which is growing right there. You see it? Well, I could use that. I'll open it up maybe for the other one. But we're going to pollinate this one here that's on the right. And what I did was I got a flower from down in the garden. This here is a male flower. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just peel it off here. So just bear with me for one moment. So as you see, I've peeled off the flower end of the male. And all I have here, that's the flower. This right here is the male pollinating stick thing. So I just made it like a little pencil. And I'm just going to poke it around inside the female flower. And we should have some squash growing here very soon. See, take a look there. Just dabbing it around in there and getting it around the edges. So I might as well, since I'm here with it right now, do the one on the left. Maybe next time I'll use one of the flowers on here. But it wasn't ready. These were the first flowers to open up. And about 3 weeks ago is when I put the compost tea on it. So the results are staggering, in my opinion. That I actually got female flowers on this squash that's been growing for about a month and a half before I even got male flowers to open up on it. You see, that's what we have there. That's the male flower. Female flowers growing over here. So that's what we got with the squash. Now, the cucumber that we have right here, let's take a look at that. We have all kind of pretty female flowers that have opened up. Let's fight through all the leaves in here. I have all kind of stuff growing on these trellises. My pole beans, they're starting to flower. So I just don't even bother counting the female flowers anymore because they're just opening up all over the place. And I do have a cucumber growing somewhere around here. Let's check and see if we can find it in here. There it is. So what I did about 5 days ago is I removed 9 female flowers on here. The first time I removed 1 or 2. Second time I removed like 3 or 4. And then I put compost tea on there, a good dosage of it. And then I removed all of them to see if I could force the cucumber plant to produce a lot of female flowers. And it's worked. It's produced a whole lot of flowers. And I think that I got enough pollinating insects, my bees and everything else that's over here. I'm not going to really go through and pollinate them. I'm just going to see what happens. I started off doing it, but that's a job and a half. But as you see, the pole beans, they're starting to flower. Look at that. And I should have some growing on. Some of them, they've already fallen off. But the pole beans are looking nice. Look at there, I have some pole beans growing in this container too. Look at there. It's growing. And I have numerous peppers that are flowering now. And the growth is just taking off. And I wanted to go take a look at the compost tea that I have brewing here in a little bit, because I found something very interesting on the tree at my college, at my school. So I'll be adding that to my garden soon. I just got a little sample of it so I can research it and find out what type of mushroom it was. But come to find out, it's a turkey tail, and it's very good for the garden with adding fungi to it. So I have that brewing in my compost tea. What else do we have here? The flowers on the vinca starting to bloom. The geraniums, look at there. They look beautiful. They've just taken off. I took some of it and added it to the corn in my garden because it was just getting real big. So I'm gonna try to transplant little pieces of it throughout the garden to see if I can get them to grow in other areas too. So this is the mini garden. It's taking off. We'll take a look at the main garden later on. This is the other side of the mini garden, and as you see, look at those heavyweight green beans. They're flowering and growing very well. And these are growing with the morning glories. I don't know if they're compatible together, but it seems like everything in these tires are growing nicely. And it looks like we'll be having flowers finally growing on the morning glories. Let's take a look at that if we can get a better look there. It's not going to focus in right. But anyways, those are the flowers that are growing on the morning glories. And they've taken off too. I added this okra here, and it's hanging in there. I mean, it's almost dead, but it's hanging in there. I'm gonna see if the transplant works. If not, no harm, no foul. I was gonna chunk it anyways. So this is the mini garden. We'll go ahead and take a look at the compost tea and the mushroom turkey tails. Now, this is the compost tea that we've had brewing for about 3 days now, and it's due to be put on the garden. So as soon as I come out of class, I'm gonna put this on the garden, and that's it. And this is the turkey tail mushroom that I found at my college. See if we can get a better look at this. I'm gonna hold it up against the baking soda that I have there. But look at that. That's a pretty mushroom, isn't it? I don't know if it's there. We go. It's coming to focus. So that's the turkey tail mushroom. And I found that on a tree at my school. And I just took a little sample. But today I'm going to get the whole lot. I don't think they'll mind. So I brought me a little Ziploc bag to take to school with me. I don't know, the things that we do in gardening is just weird. But anyways, I'm going to add those mushrooms wrap it in the blender with some water and just add the contents to the root area of a few of my plants in the garden. We'll see how the progress goes. So far I can tell that a lot has changed in the garden since I've added the fungi. It just seems like everything is just growing better now. So let's go ahead and also take a look at the crabapple tree that we put compost tea on about 3-4 weeks ago, and just look and see how it's taken off since then. Alright, and we're taking off to the crabapple tree. Alright, this is the crabapple tree. I mean, what can you say about it? It's just growing nicely. Look at there. It's just berries all over the place. And before the summer is up, that's what I'll do. I'll end up pruning this tree down to get some of these limbs under control, because they're just growing vigorously. But you can't be mad about it. It's growing pretty nicely though. Looks beautiful. And also let's take a look at the rose bushes over here to the right. The rose bushes are looking a lot better than they did when I first put the compost tea on it. Look at there, they're loaded with flowers. Beautiful flowers, look at there. I don't think I've ever seen them look so beautiful. But they have even more buds ready to open up on them. So this tree, both of these trees, and also that tree, if you take a look, I put some on it as well. They're all just taking off and blooming nicely. So this compost tea, especially since I added the fungi to it, is helping the trees in the yard grow as well nicely and bloom with more flowers on them. So this is Esther Lawson signing off with God's Grace Garden. Have a blessed day.